Nof Klibber, hi friends, Darth Momo here, and we're gonna briefly discuss the second season of The Bad Batch. My thoughts on The Bad Batch Season 2. I think it is definitely a lesser of the two seasons. I don't know, like, the opener, I remember sitting there watching the opener, and I was like, it wasn't amazing, but it wasn't bad. I do want more, though. And I watched the Crosshair episode, the third episode, and that was really, really good. I was like, okay, I'm excited. I'm hyped now. I want to see what they do with this character. And then it just kind of fell flat for the next few episodes. We didn't need to see a whole season about them treasure hunting. Even the Gunji episode felt kind of like filler. And I hate to say it because I know there was a lot of episodes with Rebels, for example, where we're like, that felt like filler. That felt like filler. And by the end of it, it all ended up becoming important. Whereas with this show, I don't know what the main goal was of Season 2. Of Season 1, I know there was this goal of, like, protecting Omega, carving out this new life in this Imperial world, this post-Clone War era. And as far as Season 2, it just felt like a bunch of random missions. It didn't really felt like it had an overall plot to it. And I think it suffered for that. The middle two episodes, the Clone Conspiracy episodes, were really, really good. I really loved those. And that's where I thought the show was going to take its turning point. I thought, okay, we've dabbled in our filler. Let's take our turning point. And it didn't. At least for a little bit. I thought the following episodes, so the one after the Clone Conspiracy episode where they were stranded on the planet, I hated that it felt like we're just back to filler treasure hunting episodes. But it finally actually delved into some character with Tech. And I was okay with it. And I liked it because finally, like, I was getting some character depth. Season 1 had standout character moments and character growth with Crosshair and Hunter. And sad to say, but I think overall in the season, well, I think each character got a little bit of growth. Well, I think Tech did at least got some growth. I think overall, Crosshair was the only character that actually had an interesting arc. I guess Tech had an arc, but I wouldn't say it was standout. I wouldn't say it was amazing. Hunter was flat. Echo just kind of upped and left all of a sudden and then came back at the end, and that felt like a hollow moment. And then Hunter just felt like he took a back seat. I don't really know what Omega's arc was, thinking about the show now as a whole. I don't know what her arc was supposed to be, and she's supposed to be our main character. So, all in all, except for Crosshair, there wasn't really much character work to do with the Bad Batch. And then, I would say the last few episodes of Season 2 picked up, which is disappointing, because it was like I sat here for 2 months getting boring, more or less Bad Batch episodes, and finally as The Mandalorian comes out, then it was, we'll start to be good. And I did enjoy the last few episodes. Season 2 didn't end the way I expected it to. I expected it to be they rescue Crosshair, they're all back together now, happy ending. And it wasn't. And I was okay with that. It was definitely sad to see Tech bite the bullet. I hoped he did. I'm going to be really upset if they undercut that and bring him back. But, I don't know, it was bittersweet because it's sad to think that I'm never going to get to see the full crew reunited. But it did just bring some stakes. It did bring some gravitas to the show. It did give it a darker ending, and it gave it more interesting ending leading into Season 3 after what I would call an overall probably lackluster season. I didn't think it was straight up bad, but I would call it lackluster for sure. That being said, it having Season 3 confirmed as its final season, I think that was the right choice. I think Crosshair was definitely without a doubt, the standout character of the show. I wish he was in the season more, but the 2 or 3 episodes he was in were brilliant and the best of the show, without a doubt. And I'm really excited to see what happens with this character. And I'm still on board with the show. Especially the fact that it's only one more season, that they're not going to drag it out. I think that tells me, okay, they do have some sort of plot in here. They do want to tell it. They do want to wrap up. So I am looking forward to the third season. But I definitely did feel that this season was overall lackluster. And I was disappointed overall with the show, but I was on board with the last few episodes. I they did kind of turn around the last, 5 episodes or so. I really loved the season finale. It was sad to see Tech go, but it was shocking. And I remember sitting there in awe for days just thinking about that, like, wow, that really happened. Like, I couldn't wrap my head around that. Yeah, overall, I'd probably give Bad Batch Season 2 I want to say a 7 out of 10, looking back on it. It's easier to like it more when you're looking at it as a whole versus episode week to week. Because I remember when that second mining episode came out where they were stuck on the planet and they had to get their shit back that got stolen. I was pissed at that episode. It's like, really? Now we're just back to standard filler Bad Batch? I wanted some standout moments. And it felt like it wasn't contributing anything to the plot. So, yeah, overall, I'd probably give Bad Batch a 7 out of 10, maybe a 6.5 if I was really in a bad mood. But that was because it had those few episodes that were standouts. But I would probably say out of all 16 episodes, only 8 were really worth it. 8 at best. The other 8 were overall very lackluster. So hopefully Season 3 picks up and ends on a good note. And with that, we'll leave it at that, and we'll move on to Mandalorian Season 3. So, thank you for joining in. Darth Momo out, and may the Force be with you, always. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. If you liked the video, comment down below and hit that like button. Oh, and check out some of my other videos. I'm sure you'll find them delight.